RGS. I miss everyone. Well, now that we're out for the rest of the school year, I want to make sure everybody's working hard to be creative every day. Okay? I think you're going to like this project that we're working on today. Like last week, I'm going to collaborate with Mrs. Ballard, and we are going to be discussing pattern. So you can use pattern in art and music, and you'll see that with our projects this week. Now, I hope you are all saying, "Good morning, Mrs. Graves." Now, we're going to do this video a little bit different today. I am going to show you the project we are going to be making. And I know it looks crazy right now and maybe hard, but don't worry, we'll break it down. I want to show you, this is a good example. Gustav Klimt. This is his tree of life. And you might have seen this before. It's pretty popular. It's very golden. It's gorgeous. But you can see a lot of pattern, and it's using my favorite line, the spiral line. I love that line. Now, I'm going to break this down into steps for you, so don't worry, it's not that hard. And we'll add what we want, and if there's something we want to leave out, that's okay too. Okay? It's your version. Remember, you're the artist, so you can be creative and make it your own. All right? I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Hi, boys and girls. I'm back. Now, remember, demo time is family time. Okay, let's get started. I would like your paper to be vertical. Remember, nice and tall. Your paper is awake today. Alrighty, now let's get started and make some amazing artwork. Now, like I said, this video is going to be a little different, so follow along the best you can. Remember, you can pause me at any time. I'm going to show you the steps as we go. So, like I said, pause me at any time and go back. In the middle of your paper, this is how we're going to start. It says hand. So you're going to put your hand in the middle of your paper. And you can see I have dots, basically where my fingers are. So that's how I would like you to start. On your piece of paper, put your hand in the middle of your paper and spread those fingers out. Now your hand's going to be smaller than mine. So if you want to use one of the adults' hands that lives in your house, go ahead. Otherwise, just use your hand. Remember, this is your project, and you're going to make it your own. Okay, so those are my 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now, after my 5 dots, my 5 points that I made from each finger, I'm going to start drawing my tree branches. Okay, so just like this one, you see a branch came up from each point or dot. And I'm going to start with that portion of our tree. Now, I'm going to start at the bottom, like a tree trunk. So if you want to put your hand at the bottom, you can make a dot on each side or a point. And that's where you can start. You are going to make a curved line up to your point. When you hit your point, I would like you to spiral your line around. Don't keep going on these because you are going to start a little bit lower like this, and you're going to go up and make a parallel line and then close it up. Think of a candy cane. It reminds you of a candy cane. Now, if you're saying, wait, Mrs. Graves, remember, you can pause me at any time. You are going to do the same thing with the other side. Start a little ways down. Make a parallel line up and connect. Now, you're going to start from where you left off with this line. You're going to go up and make a spiral line. Then come up a little further. Add that parallel line. And then we're going to do that on the other side. Touch your dot. Make your spiral line. Make your parallel line. Connect. Now, we have one more point in the middle to connect. So, here we go. I'm going to go up. And remember, we're trying to fill space. I'm going to go here. If I go off the paper, that's okay. Ooh, that looks so good. So, the beginning was to have 5 points, and now you have 5 spiral line branches. Okay, that's the first step. Next, you are going to make the horizon line. Now, the horizon line, I would like you to make a slight diagonal line on either side of your tree. Good. Now, we're going to add some more lines. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to turn my paper just a little bit. And on the other side, 1, 2, 3. So I have, they're horizontal, but they're slightly diagonal, right? Now, I would like you to make diagonal lines the other direction. So start at your tree trunk, and you can start at the corner and go 1, 2, 3. Make 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. Good job. These are going to help us with our patterns later. Now, if you are a second grader, I think you could take it a step further, and you could divide all of your boxes one more time. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that later. Ooh. Just like Gustav Klimt did, he liked a lot of pattern. He was very influenced by Japanese art and Egyptian art. And you'll see that a little more as we continue with our video. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. I get to just make a whole bunch of random spiral lines. Random means there's not really a place for them. You just put them where you want them. So this is completely your creative choice. So maybe I want to make a spiral line coming off the bottom of my trunk. I can make a spiral line right here. Now these are just single lines. You are not going to go back and make an actual branch. Think of these as those little branches on a tree. Maybe maybe I want to make another one here. Ooh, and I really want to spiral that one. Maybe I want to make a little branch coming off there. Ooh. I love randomness in art because you just do whatever you feel like doing. Isn't that fun? So much fun. And it can't be wrong. No one can say, oh, you didn't do that right. Because it's a feeling. It's wherever you feel like putting that line or an object. So I'm going to stop there, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now, a few other things that Gustav Klimt did. He added different shapes and symbols to his artwork, especially on the Tree of Life. So if I show you this again, let me see if I can do this. I want to make sure you can see it too. Okay, you see he added circles. They're kind of squares. They're a freeform shape, let's call it that, with a dot in the middle. Over here are the triangular shapes that we made. And then over here we have some ovals. And you can see on the branches, he made these cute little shapes. Yeah, it's like a half circle or a mushroom shape with a little branch. And then it looks like an eye in the middle. And that comes from his Egyptian influence. All right, I'm going to set that aside. So I'm going to let you have the creative choice to make some circles or freeform shapes on your tree trunk. I'm going to fill my trunk up like that. And again, if you're a second grader, I definitely want you to divide these smaller, but anybody can do it. If you are a first or kindergartner and you want to take it one step further, go right ahead. Now also, I showed you that little mushroom shape. Now, if you would like to try one of those, it looks like a half circle, and then he comes around like a little branch with a spiral. Sort of looks like a mushroom and the stem is spiraled around and sitting on a branch. And then he has that Egyptian eye shape in the mushroom. Ooh, so fun. So if you would like to make those, even one or two, remember, create randomness with this project. You can make another little branch off of them. Now, I'm going to stop right there. I would like you to finish the circles and our cute little mushroom guys, if you would like. And then you may Sharpie. So you are going to go through and Sharpie all of your lines. And I'll see you back here in just a minute. Hi boys and girls, I'm back. And I want to show you how I started coloring. All right, now you Sharpied everything. So next, we are going to start coloring. Remember, the tree is golden. The Tree of Life was created during Gustav's golden phase. His father was actually a gold engraver, so I think that's probably what inspired him to want to use gold. He used something called gold leaf, which is actually little flakes of gold that you can stick onto your canvas. It was very expensive, so it made the painting very pricey to buy. Now, if you have a gold colored pencil or a gold crayon, even gold paint, you can use that. If not, just use yellow, or you can mix yellow and brown, and that makes a golden color. So I'm going to color the 5 main branches first with my gold. Now you can see where I pressed harder, definitely solid and very shiny gold, but you will use a lot of whatever tool you are using. So I've had to sharpen my colored pencil a lot, okay? So I will let that be your choice. Now, over here on the side, remember you second graders, I would like you to color in some of your pattern with gold, or if you're making your own gold or using yellow, that's fine too. Okay, think of like a checkered pattern. You want to leave some areas white because we're going to be using other colors also. Now, if you are just making the checkered pattern, that's okay too. So you want to color every other shape with your gold. Now, first graders, you used patterns like this when you created your ice cream cones at the beginning of the year for the Art to Remember fundraiser. Okay. So we're going to color. Let's see. I might stop there for just a minute. You guys get the idea, definitely. And I want to show you what you're going to do in the white triangles or the white squares. Now, Gustav, he used like magenta, hot pink, purples, blues, greens, and he created a striped pattern. And again, he used randomness. So I would like you to do that. Maybe you feel like using more of a magenta down here. Maybe green there. Maybe blue here. You can see how you're still using the idea of pattern the whole way. Okay, pattern. Now, Gustav was born in 1862, and he is Austrian. So he is from Austria. Ooh, maybe I want to put 2 greens next to each other. Ooh, again, it's a pattern, but there is randomness in the pattern. Okay. Now, we'll need to go back and color some of these areas gold. So this would be golden. This triangle would be golden. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going back, and I'll finish coloring these areas. I also want you to think about the sky or the background around the tree. Now, I'm using, this is called goldenrod, so it's basically a brownish yellow. You could use an orange yellow, okay? So all around your big, beautiful golden branches, you can fill in your background with your goldenrod, or if you, like I said, had a yellow orange, if you want to mix brown and yellow together, you can just color lighter than you would your branches. You can press harder or make your branches a darker brown. You do want to make sure that your branches and your background are not the same color or the same shade. So if you're using brown and yellow, just make sure you press a little bit harder on the branches. So I will fill in all of this area all the way around, okay? And then what's left, oh, my cute little guys here. Now, maybe you want to color them black and white. Gustav did that. Or maybe you want to add some color to them like that. That's fine too. Same with your circle or freeform shapes down on the tree, okay? You might want to add color, or you might want to leave them black and white. I might leave mine black and white. I kind of like it. They look like eyes. All right, boys and girls, you keep coloring. I will show you my finished project in just a minute. Okay, boys and girls, so there is my finished project. Now remember, if you are a second grader, I would like you to make sure you added some more extra details. If you are a kindergartner or first grader, I want you to at least have these details. But remember, you're more than welcome to work extra hard today and create all the details. All right? Good job, boys and girls. I'm so proud of you. This was a little different, but I know that you did a great job. I can't wait to see your pictures.